common references are either a book or a chapter in a book. Now, because they are so similar, I will teach you how to reference both at the same time. Please remember, though, that if you're referencing an entire book, that means that you took quotes or information from multiple chapters in the book, and so you need to cite the whole work. If you just took one quote from a single chapter in the book, just cite that one chapter. First, you're going to want to find the title. The title can be found in several places, either the cover of the book, it can also be found on the spine, as well as several of the title pages inside. So here you can see a short guide to writing about biology, and usually it will be on one more page, but this one it looks like it goes straight into the contents. If you're quoting a chapter, also grab the chapter title either from the table of contents or from the actual page that the chapter starts on. After finding the title, you'll want to find the author or authors. Occasionally there will be multiple authors. So you're going to want to look on the title page. Usually it's going to be either down in the corner, underneath the title. In this case, it's right here in the corner, and it's also usually going to be on the title page. As you can see, it's right underneath the title. You'll need to write all of the authors down. In this case, we got lucky. There's just one, and it will go their last name first and then the first initial of their first name. If you have more than one author, you'll need to write all of them down up to 6. If you have more than 6 authors, be sure to write down the first author's name and then include et al. I will show you how to do that in the reference page a little bit later on in the video. Now that you have your titles and your author, you'll need to find your publication information. Now this is where things get a little tricky because usually the publication information is inside on this page in very small print. So as you can see, that's probably like 0.8, maybe 0.11. Okay, so you're going to be looking for the publication company, the publication year, and the publication city. Now in this one, publication year is right here next to the copyright information. Usually the year of publication is the same as the copyright year. The publication company is actually down here, Pearson Longman, and it's actually also can sometimes be found on the bottom of the title page. And conveniently, you'll find all of their publication cities on the bottom of the title page as well. Okay, so now that you have all of those cities listed, which one do you list? I usually take the one that has the most to do with my research. So if I'm researching biology in the UK, then I would take London. Or if I'm researching biology study of New York, or studying it in New York, I would take New York. Really, this just means that they have several publishing houses all over the nation, and so the publication city doesn't matter all that much when you're citing your source. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to plug all of this into your reference page. So first, I'm going to go ahead and blow this page up because it's really little. So we're going to go ahead and say zoom to 200% and say okay. Okay, so you can see down here we have the citation information for a book. So we're going to start with our authors. And as you can see, it says author, comma, AA. So this means author's last name, which in our case is P-E-C-H-E-N-I-K. Pechenik. And then the author's first initial. Jan A, as you can see here, she has a first initial and a middle initial. And so we'll do J, comma, or period A. Next, we have the year of publication. And I showed you where to find that. So in our case right now, it's 2004. Right? And then you'll see the title of the work is in italics. Okay, so we'll start a short guide to writing about biology. And then if you have a subtitle, you would also capitalize the first word of the subtitle, but since we don't have one, we can just delete that part, and it's followed by a period. And then you have your location, city. We're just going to pick New York, because New York is wonderful. And then the publisher, remember it's Pearson, and there's a second one, Longman. Okay, perfect. And there you have citing an entire book. So remember when I talked about citing a title of a chapter in a book, it's basically the same as citing a book. So we're going to go ahead and do what we did before. Now, as you can see, this citation guide also shows what it would look like to cite multiple authors. If you only have two, you can go ahead and use the ampersand. If you have more than two, don't use the ampersand unless it's between the second to last author and the last author listed. Everything else is just punctuated like a list. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and type in again, Penchnik. And actually, since I'm citing the same book, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this from my previous reference. There we go. 2004. All right, and then the title of our chapter. Notice that this is not in italics. And so if you are writing the title of a chapter, it'll be non-italicized. But if you're writing the title of a book or a newspaper company or some sort of bigger publication, it'll be italicized. So the chapter that we quoted from would be Writing Laboratory, perfect, and Other Research Reports. And then we have in the editors. Now, I didn't show you where to find the editors, but usually they will be right here, a short guide series under the editorship. So it'll usually be on one of the title pages. So our editors are S. Barnett and M. Stubbs. Perfect. And then the edition goes right here, 5th edition, and the title of the book. Perfect. A short guide to writing about biology. And then you'll want to use the page numbers in the chapter that you quoted from. So let's say I quoted from chapter 8 and I used pages 154 to 155. Now page numbers, confusingly enough, can be in several different places. They can be up in the top corner, they can be down in the bottom corner, or they can be in the center of a page. You just have to look around, but usually, thankfully, they're pretty obvious. So I'm just going to say 154 to 155. And then, again, you put in the location, New York, and the publisher, Pearson, Longman.